Intention Monday, Timeless Principles Part 1, Facing Dilemmas. Hey, my name is Rishi Patel. I'm the founder of Selling in Alignment, where I work with coaches and consultants to reprice and package their services. And today I'm looking at some core principles from the scriptures of the ancient East. These timeless principles inside of these scriptures are so incredibly powerful, and I've just started to work with a study group to look at what are the modern day lessons that we can apply from these timeless principles into our day-to-day lives to really serve us and to really uplift us. And the first part of this series is all around facing dilemmas. Now, one of the dilemmas that we can face straight away as professionals inside of our coaching business is wearing all the hats, juggling all the balls. Can you relate to this? If you're watching live, let me know what you're getting from this, if you can relate to this or any feedback. And if you are watching on replay, hashtag replay, let me know that you're watching on replay. I'd love to interact with you and learn what you're getting from this. We're really looking at this principle of juggling all these balls or wearing all these hats. A coach that works with a small team, maybe one or two other people, may have to then face, or even if you're a solopreneur, it's just you inside of the business, you may have to wear all of these hats. So you may wear the finance hat, for example, you may wear the sales hat, the operations, admin, and it's a juggling act. And this juggling act can be overwhelming. And so we really need to look at then, what is the priority? What's the most important thing that we can really bring to the forefront to work on first? What's the given thing that we can do straight away? Brian Tracy, who is an author that I love, really summarizes this. As far as I'm concerned, I completely resonate with his approach. He's an author that I love. I've been to see him speak live. And one of the things that he said was a business owner's responsibility is MMM and SMS. So what does MMM and SMS stand for? He said your responsibility is to make more money, MMM, and SMS, sell more stuff. I've never heard it put more simple than that. Ultimately, the goal of a business is to create a revenue. And that can be the thing that we can ask ourselves straight away. And I always ask myself that question when I feel like I have a multitude of tasks and there's lots going on and my accountant is on me for getting my accounts in. I need to get some work out for some branding work that I'm doing at the moment. I'm a little behind on. I need to keep on top of the leads. I need to keep on top of the marketing. There's quite a lot going on. And then I'm running all my content like I am now. So there's a lot of different hats that we wear. And if we bring it back down to this principle that Brian Tracy talks about, which is, what's the one question we can ask ourselves? What's the most efficient use of my time right now, which can help me MMM and SMS, make more money, sell more stuff? That's the top priority. And that's really where I bring it back to for coaches and consultants that I work with. The first thing that we go in and look at before we look at the business or the processes, or even before we can look at things like automation and the CRM and like their website and, things that they think may have been important, or branding and things like that. As far as I'm concerned, the core goal of a business is to start to prove its concept and create a revenue. SMS and MMM, sell more stuff, make more money. So one of the core professional dilemmas that we face as coaches and consultants is wearing all of these hats. And really for me, it does come down to this. And then when we look at something like, okay, I'm wearing all of these hats, I'm juggling all of these different principles, then I have to look at, right, what is my duty inside of the business? Now, here I am as either a solopreneur or as a coach or consultant working with one or two other people. And what is my duty inside of the business? What's my duty in this moment? If I relate to the approach of SMS and MMM, sell more stuff, make more money, what is my duty? Well, my duty is to create a revenue. And that means getting out on the forefront and talking to people. There's no other real way around it. Now, whether that conversation happens via Facebook Messenger or LinkedIn direct message or by posts that you're putting out there, the content that you're putting out there, whatever it is, ultimately you're creating a conversation. And the goal of that conversation is to convert from an inquiry or someone who's posed interest in what you do towards serving them and them becoming a client with the business. And that in turn creates more money. We sell more stuff, we make more money. It's a simple principle, right? And it's very important to understand that that is the most powerful thing that we can really look at. Let's have a look. So we have AJ on live. What's the most efficient use of my time? Such a powerful question. Exactly that, right, AJ? Many entrepreneurs seem to neglect in the daily hustle, MMM and SMS. It's beautiful, right? And that's by Brian Tracy. I wish I could take credit for it. That's by Brian Tracy, and he's just a phenomenal entrepreneur, and I really love following his stuff because he makes it so simple. And we look at that concept, we look at that principle, we really get to see for ourselves that, hey, hang on, this is what I need to do in the business. It comes back to this. Now, whether we like it or not, it's our duty. And this is the message I really want to drive home today with just this very short Intention Monday. I want to look at this concept of duty. See, duty is something that when we step into the space, this righteous duty, let's say we step into the space of, okay, I'm going to have a discovery call with a client. My duty in that moment is to let everything else go. Just let it go. Nothing else in the world matters except for being in the present moment. One of my friends who's a Buddhist told me that they have a concept where they ask, who's the most important person in your life? And I thought to myself, oh, who would that be? Okay, my spiritual masters, is it my parents? Is it, my family, siblings? Who's the most important person in my life? And he said the most important person, and so I gave an answer, and then he said the most important person in my life is you. Because I'm here with you in this present moment. And that's your goal in a discovery call, is to let everything else go, be present with your client. Nothing else in the world exists. Be completely present, and they're the most important person in your life for that moment. Now that's powerful in itself. And then your duty when you've created that space is to have them you create a desire in them to want to work with you, to want to get a transformation with you. You create a desire for them to say, yes, I'm in, let's do it. You create a big possibility for them and show them the vision of what they can achieve. If we can do these things, that's our duty in the moment, is to have that person transfer from an inquiry to a client. Now, here's the thing. In the past, I've come across, and even recently, actually, I had one person that shot me across a DM, said to me, I feel like you've transitioned to a bit more of a hard sell. Sometimes, I'm going to put my hand up here, sometimes I can transition over to being very passionate. And you can probably see, if you've been following my videos for a while, I'm incredibly passionate anyway. And that keeps coming across. Sometimes that could land for someone as a hard sale. And I have to check in. And this is what you do if you've ever had this fear of selling. If you've ever had this fear of, what if I come across as a pushy salesman or a hard sale? Check back in with your intention. What was your intention in that moment? Was it to create a revenue, or did you really genuinely want to see a shift for that person? Did you really want to see them transform their lives? Did you really want to see them win at their game? And I'm very clear that my intention going into a discovery call, because I clear everything else out of the way before I go in, is that I want to see them have a shift. If I send a message to sell, it's to see them have a shift in something. That can land a little painful for people at times. And so what we've got to get is that it may not necessarily be us. So don't be frightened of selling. It's your duty to sell. And, there's nothing wrong with seeking guidance. It's okay to ask for help. Ultimately, when we play all of these different roles in our universe, right, it's very powerful that, we can get overwhelmed. And first thing we need to acknowledge is that we are overwhelmed. Once we've acknowledged that, we can put our hand up and really ask for help. It takes humility. It takes a certain being to be able to step into the space and say, you know what? I can't do this all myself. I need to get a little bit of external guidance. And that's where your coaches, your mentors can really come in. And you want to get your clients to see this as well. As coaches, you want to get your clients to see, hey, yeah, we're overwhelmed. We need someone else helping us out, looking in, catching our blind spots and having us playing a better game, having us really step into a massive transformation. And of course, as you all know, as professional coaches and consultants, your goal is to really listen. If you can listen attentively, have that person be the most present, the most important person in your life, you can really, really, really get a shift. Let's have a quick look at what Lydia's saying. Yes, great. She likes the SMS and MMM principle. And the duty, the idea of duty, it's massive. It reminds you to put your customers first. Absolutely. Listening is one of the most undervalued gifts to give a client. No matter the space, it's not a conversation. Exactly. Beautifully, beautifully said. It is our duty to listen. I completely agree with that. When we step into that space, the discovery call is a very powerful space. I've spoken a lot about this and I don't want to take too much longer, but what I want to really drive home is that the discovery is about discovery. It's about discovering, and to discover, you have to ask the questions that create the discovery. And that's how we create a powerful win-win. That's it from me today. Until the next time, keep selling in alignment.